regular with a drip, mind too tight. Go talk to my couple grew up rich, I grew up poor. Had to be mature, that's my point of view. That's my point of view.
In 3, 2, 1, action.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not at the wrong place. You are not on the wrong channel. We decided to do something a little bit different. I feel like this is something we have been talking about for a while. I've been sitting next to Gigi, across Gigi, for a while, and we've never actually sat down together, right? And this person who has brought this network together, this person who has brought all these individuals together, I decided, what if we could just take a moment and, point the camera at her, right? So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Slim. Usually the co-host. I'm the host today, but I bring you the one and only, the artist, the entrepreneur, the voiceover artist, the list just goes on and on. But she looks a little different. You may not recognize her with the different hair. But I'm joking. I'm joking. But honestly, man, I'm very proud. I'm very honored to be sitting down with the one and only Gigi Lamayne. How are you doing, bro?
What in the arrogance of this? Getting interviewed on your own podcast. Like,
you know what? I feel like it's such a long time coming.
Right?
It's such a long time
We've been speaking
coming,
about
bro.
it since last year.
And I don't even know if people know how this came about with us. It was so random that we did one episode and then you were like, okay, you know what? We're doing another episode and we're doing a season, and now fast forward, I'm now interviewing you. So I'm super honored for this moment.
Shut up, bless it.
Super, super honored. How are you doing?
I'm good, sipping on my black earth.
Today is not about me, G.
Coffee at Amsterdam.
Today is not about me.
I'm just plugging everything and everyone. You know me.
I love it. And we're going to get into the plugging everything and everyone, right? But just to get the ball rolling, can I ask, can you trace a moment or a conversation that you had that made you realize you want to be Gigi Lamayne?
Gigi Lamayne was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. It was never supposed to happen.
What do you mean?
I just entered a competition, like through a hobby, so poetry, rap, writing music, but definitely not Gigi. That happened by mistake.
It just happened.
It happened by mistake. Library loans, Wits, there's a competition, went into this little caravan, did a 16. A month later, I'm called back. Yo, you've just joined Jack Scouts. You're top 3 in the country.
Okay.
You need to go and battle it out somewhere. Got there. Kulichana's sitting there. Kuli Desag is sitting there. Gigi Kanyani is sitting there.
Yeah.
Win the competition. Part of it was...
How old were you at the time?
I think I was like 20. 20. But I had already started before. Like, I had already started like doing stuff, putting stuff out. But I don't think I was after the fame. I think for me, it was about the skill. I enjoyed sharing the skill.
Okay, you enjoyed the poetry and it was like, okay, cool. This now I can have fun with it.
Yeah, and then the fame kind of just happened, for real. And I think that's how it's supposed to be.
You regretted the fame?
Sometimes I wish I did have like a Daft Punk mask on.
Really?
Like a
I don't see it.
A dead mouse like thing on.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things, would be
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
If people didn't see your face, people didn't see your body.
Yeah. It would have been great to like orchestrate that kind of thing.
I mean, as a female musician, don't you think that makes the job
easier?
Harder.
Oh yeah.
Because as much as in the same way, men have to kind of to an extent show chains, women have to an extent show bodies. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just saying it's become the standard.
The only person I know who's done it though is Sia, and she's had a very successful career. Sia SIA with the.
Yes,
but I think she's come out now. I think
yeah, she has a few years ago.
So maybe it gets boring. I don't know. And also brand maybe just needs to. Yeah,
they need to be certain.
Yeah.
So you're saying you are in university, you try this thing out. You say, actually, I'm gonna try it. I'm just doing it for fun. What year are you in? What year were you doing at the time?
Second year.
Who are you studying?
BA It was like politics, media.
Were you in university to say, okay, I'm here for the degree? Or was it like...
No, definitely. I wanted to do journalism, and then we decided we wanted something a little more bigger, like framework, like a little more generic. So then that's how I did media. So initially I was going into journalism. I wanted to do journalism.
I did not. I'm sitting next to you.
Journalism was my thing.
That is wild.
I was an understudy for a certain, like an amazing woman who was actually part of the Bloomberg group. So Bloomberg is like Reuters, financial journalism. So that was the goal initially. I'm actually friends with a lot of journalists now who still write nonsense about me. I'm like, friend, we went to varsity together. You know, but I guess the job is a job, yeah.
You were in second year at the time. Do you then drop out?
Never.
Or
that's not an option for me. Oh, Slim, never. I never give up on anything I do.
Yeah.
My mom, and I'm going to say it, and I know a lot of people have felt like it's wrong, but my mother wanted that degree. And I love my mom that much. Yeah, no, I love my mom that much. But also just like the idea of like just not finishing for me would have never sat right with me.
For real? Even when you knew like this is not like, I'm not really...
No, I did enjoy it, I guess. I think it makes it better when you enjoy it. But obviously when Gigi started happening, campus got a little nicer now because you're like this little celeb girl and people are buying you those slab chips for 10 Rand. Now you don't really pay, you know, but there was still an element of wanting to finish. This is such a big thing in my family. University was such a big thing because we had never had a graduate from an Ivy League university.
Oh, shit.
So for me, it was breaking a generational curse.
Yeah.
Like, not curse, but, you know, like...
Nice.
Putting the family
That's
on.
dope, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of musicians that will... I'm one of the musicians. You asked me to say, okay, let's talk about school. I'm like, I dropped out. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's dope to hear that, like, okay, still education is, like, very, very much important.
Yeah, but for me, it's competition. It was like a competition with myself. Like, it wasn't even about... Like, I just didn't... I had to finish. For my mom, for my family.
Can you give me maybe one lesson that you would say, okay, I'm glad I was in university because I got this outside of the degree, like from a lesson perspective, like a character thing that you got out of university?
Definitely just like working without a gun to your head. I think I'm not somebody who needs to be chased after to do stuff, but also like just networking and meeting people you're going to know for the rest of your life. You know, I think university definitely brought that. There's some people who are in government now and in politics now who are my peers. And so, you know, when you meet them in certain spaces, you actually realize, wow, like, it was great that we went to the same, because we saw each other there and now, like, we're in the real world. And, you know,
I saw this clip on social media that was talking about... there's no money in rap music.
Oh, God. So that thing has gone viral,
It's gone hard, bro.
It's gone, and everyone is like, oh, this B-lister. Firstly, I am far from a B-lister. I've done a lot for entertainment. Like, I've done a lot for the accolades I have. And once you begin to explore and learn, you understand that in front of there's a reason why Rihanna went and did faint. You know what I'm saying? And I guess those are grown-up conversations you can't have with the rest of social media. If you want to take that stance, you're going to take it. Like, I'm going to be the bad guy anyway. But I still don't change those sentiments. There's no money, and I could have rephrased it a little better, but there isn't as much money in front of the camera as there is behind the camera. You know,
how long did it take you to like get that and accept it? How long did it take you to get it? How long did it take you to accept it?
3 years ago, I got it. Maybe 1.5 years ago, I started.
And you've been a decade in this thing now.
Yeah, and it's just like, but you see, another thing, Slim, is that the camera is a drug. The fame is a drug. The need to be seen and to be, you know, like you're just everywhere is the drug. But for a lot of people, what you don't understand is some of these people in front of the camera are super broke. They're super broke. They'll ask you to Uber them somewhere. They'll ask you to do this and that. And I'm speaking also from a place where I've experienced that with people around me, where it's like, but why are you living this flamboyant lifestyle, knowing very well that like you genuinely cannot afford to do the things that you're doing. So I think once you get over wanting to be in front of the camera all the time and you go behind the camera, then you'll just take more holidays. Because the bank looks nice.
Do you think you put in more work behind the camera, or do you put in more work in front of the camera?
I think behind the camera.
Why?
I mean, right now, me.
Yeah.
I think behind the camera because I'm starting to fall in love with money. I'm falling in love with money.
And you're falling in love with your own money.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, not my own money. Sometimes it's a sponsor's money. Sometimes it's
but it's still money you made.
And I'm also falling in love with power. Yeah.
Powerful drug, that one. Powerful drug, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I hear you. And I have seen a lot of artists, like even when I was going on the comment section, I was seeing even a lot of people talking about, yeah, but why would you say this? And there was a clip of KO saying the same thing, crazy enough to say, yo, like, man, this is not you're not hitting this at the peak. I'm just trying to warn you, and now you get hated on for trying to reveal the truth. I feel like that's something that happens to you a lot, where you kind of get hated on taking a stance that people don't take enough.
I'm opinionated. I don't lose sleep though.
At all?
Nah, I used to. I don't lose sleep anymore over a lot of things. I don't see comments.
Do you switch them off?
Yeah, I don't switch them off. I just don't read them.
Do you run your own social media?
Yes, myself and like 2 other individuals.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't see that. And for me, the more thought-provoking it is, the happier I am. You know, I've done extensive work with a lot of places, and the worst thing to do is not take a stance in anything, you know? And I mean, opinion is one thing, then like being offensive is another. I don't think that was an offensive comment. Like you said, it was a way of, teaching. You know, it was a way of teaching. So the only problem I think is when like you're going to offend someone. So if there's something I'm going to say, then I'm going to say it.
How do you combat it though? How do you see the negative? Yes, you miss a lot of it, but you still see it, right? How do you deal with the ones that you do see? Is it like one of those where it's like, okay, I'm gonna see you when I see you face to face? It's like
I smoke. No, and do you know what's crazy? That I have had situations like that where this would be somebody I know, and they think I didn't see it.
It's someone you have access to. How do you deal with it?
I've confronted a few people.
For real?
I have
over text,
a few big
over the
boys.
phone,
No,
or it's like, yo,
in person. Yeah,
for real?
like, what were you saying?
For real?
Damn. Some of your faves.
Listen, I know we were speaking about the university.
Yeah.
And there's something that you said to me that was like, okay, cool, where you were saying you did that for your mom, right? And from conversations we've had off camera and conversations we've had on camera, there's a lot of inspiration that I feel like you get from her. Do you have a relationship with your dad?
I do. I think my dad, though, did fall victim to a lot of, and I speak around the male black child a lot, so he's, I've grown up to understand that our parents are not perfect, there is a relationship, but, sometimes distance in a relationship is also good to maintain the relationship. So, I mean, we talk from time to time. I visit him from time to time. But there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. And sometimes you need to be selfish enough to say, I'm not going to let the toxicity overspill onto me. So I have to keep my distance so that I don't end up resenting you.
Okay. And how's it now? Is it in a good place?
I mean, yeah, he calls me, I call him sometimes. But it's not like no, he doesn't know what I've eaten. He doesn't know where I am right now. But my mom does, yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like the more you grow up, the more you need to put in effort in relationship with your parents?
Absolutely. There's a song called Stoned at the Nail Salon by Lorde. And she speaks about it, like, when you realize that you're growing older and nobody else matters apart from family. I'm unfortunately in that space now. And I think I got to it very quickly because of the adversities and the things that I've been through. So I think for me, like, as family, it's those close to family, it's those that represent family. And I'm not saying your blood, but when family is family. I'd rather focus on that than anything else right now. So particularly my parents, time is limited. you know?
Yeah.
I have friends around me who've lost parents, and the one sentiment they all share is like, I wish I spent as much time as I could with parents. So I have opted, if I'm not working like or doing anything, I will opt now to spend time with my parents than to go out with friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I enjoy that, yeah. Literally like Netflix and chill with them.
Yeah.
Go out for lunch.
That's
Sit
dope.
and talk, watch football with my stepdad. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
That's dope. And your
Yeah.
relationship with your stepdad, how's that?
He's amazing. He's
For real?
amazing. I think he would write the best book on like Step Parent 101.
Why do you say
He's
that?
an amazing dad. Like, to a point where people have started lying, like, oh, you guys look alike. I'm like,
Come on.
him and I have got this thing where we fist pump under the table, like, my guy, are you listening to these lies, you know? So, yeah,
Jeez.
him and I are that close. So if I don't get my way with my mom, I speak to him.
You still speak to, and he's able to.
I'm like, Daddy, talk to your wife. You know, yeah.
Jeez. Okay. I want to go into we're going to get to the music. I want to end off with the music because I was listening to the record you dropped yesterday. And we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But from the business side, right? And you can tell me when to stop. There's of course, this is Gigi the musician. From the business side, I've seen you on shows, right? I've seen you on, there was this, what was the show? It was on BT. Now, even
Oh, yeah, the reality show.
The reality
Yes,
show, right?
yeah.
There was the reality show. There was the voiceover with Disney. There is the healing store that you have, right? My hand is almost done. Is there more?
There's the academic.
There's the academic.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
I remember calling you, right? And
And
you're
I'm
like, yo, bro, I'm
submitting,
studying.
I'm studying.
I'm like, who are you studying? I thought I really...
Who are you studying? Yeah.
just to ask from let's start from the reality show perspective. Just a quick scan. How was that for you? I remember watching something that truly hurt me as a friend, where I was because we have so many conversations about it, and I just saw you just be like, actually, I think it was the season finale. You know what I mean? And they put everybody back, and you were like, actually, like, I'm tired of
Being the one people come for.
Yeah. Like, how was it having a camera? First and foremost, is that I gotta ask, is that shit real? Like is reality TV actually
Is
real?
it?
Don't do that. Gee,
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
do that.
it's called reality TV, right? So
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. And how was that? A camera on your face every day.
I think I wanted to explore being the villain in some aspects because that meant because that meant I was building character, standing up for myself, which is something I've always struggled to do. So I'm very, very grateful for the show because I feel like that's what it did. I mean, in the season finale, there were some people who body shamed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they spoke about me. And it was like, you know, like... No, not even you. Like, look who's talking. It was more like, but you smile with me all the time. Then when you see the diary sessions, like, it's different energy, you know? So I think it also just taught me about how, like, the real world is. And I guess that's where reality TV comes in. That, like, somebody can completely, like, pretend to you like this. And then in their diary sessions, they feel a completely different way about you. And it has affected some of my relationships with the people on the show.
After?
Absolutely.
Are you
Absolutely.
serious?
Yeah, no. I'm good. Like, I'm good. It's just weird because, like, with some of the, like, there were people I was just consistently nice to. So it was just weird for me.
Do you feel like you're too nice?
Yeah, and when I stand up for myself, then I'm called erratic. But I'd rather be that than people getting close enough to hurt me. I think I've had enough of that in my lifetime. And I think a lot of people can attest to that.
That you've had
Sometimes-
enough of that in your lifetime.
Yeah, the individual gets to a point where they get tired of that particular kind of individual.
Do you know
I
when that?
definitely
Do you
wasn't
know
for
when that
sure.
was for you to say, okay, cool, like, I'm actually done with people being treated like this and accepting that I'm being treated like? Do you know when that was?
I think when I cleaned out my whole team and started again. So there was a time, not the whole team, but like
What happened?
a few, just a lot of nothing. Like, you know, I needed to replenish. Yeah, sometimes you just need a new surrounding, you know. And I think it was also good for those people as well, because then I think everyone was doing what they genuinely loved. It's not, I mean, things are really tough, but you're very lucky if you can get a paycheck and do something you like and get paid for it.
Yeah.
I think you're very lucky. Whereas some people who come into, especially our industry, you know, it's just like, I need this paycheck, but there's no like passion, there's no, you know. So that was a decision that I had to make, where I was like, you're here for a paycheck, there's no passion in it, you know. So I feel like you would be better doing this. Why don't you explore that? So it wasn't like an ugly thing. It was just, there was no passion involved. Whereas the place I'm in now, there's peace and there's passion. People love what they do.
Yeah.
Outside of the money they get.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And then the store, right, that recently opened. Where's it based now again?
In Sandton, the
now,
Mark.
okay. Can you, for someone who is like, okay, cool, I'm tuning into this part of Gigi for the first time, what is it and why did you do it?
I am very worried about the food I eat now.
The food that you eat.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that was the most healthy form of getting nutrients. IV drips, intravenous drips provide nutrition. So it's like multivitamins, hangover, jet fuel, NAD, diabetes,
Are you into
anti-aging.
natural? Are you into natural as opposed to
Yes.
pharmaceutical?
Well, it is still pharmaceutical, but it's like it's better than eating a carrot.
You know, doctors, you know
Yeah.
what they did to Sebi, right? you know what they...
We agree with Sebi. We actually encourage that diet when patients come in. So,
Yeah. Okay, so it's basically a herbal store.
Yeah, no, it's an IV drip lounge
And then it
bar.
gets...
Yes, and then you get a drip, and in that drip there's a whole lot of nutrients, like to the most pure version, like to the most pure, form of it.
How much research goes into this thing?
A lot, and that's why it's a very, very tricky space to be in. Like, you need to make sure you understand it. There's a presiding doctor that we work with,
Jeez.
pharmaceutical companies we work with. There's a lot of, you have to get a lot of things right, you know. So you can't just go into it. There's so many things that have to be researched on and have to be paused, because you're dealing with life and health. Yeah.
Jeez. And I like the fact that you said there's like you're taking your health seriously. I know we still need to do a gym session.
Yeah.
I know we still need to do a gym session.
Like, I feel like you go to gym all the time.
So what?
I'm gonna pass out on the third
No,
push-up.
you're not, bro. No,
I'm
you're
gonna
not.
pass out
No,
on
you're
the third
not.
push-up.
So you're saying the things that we are eating are really not healthy for us.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff now, unfortunately, is genetically modified. You get different types of meats, you know, being scraped from somewhere, and then they recreate it again in like a marble form. Yeah, just like a lot of food being injected, and I'm just reading up a lot about cancers and defects. And
Do you think it's the stage? Do you think it's just something that comes with age, or do you think it's just one of those things where it's a phase that you're in, or is it like, okay, now that I'm this old,
Why are you making like I'm old? I'm in my
now
late
that you're this
20s.
young,
I'm in my 20s.
Gigi, now that you're this young, sorry, now that you're this young, right?
Yeah.
You are more conscious of okay, cool, the stuff that I'm eating, because I mean it is a huge topic, the stuff that we are eating on a daily basis, and
absolutely.
there's articles all over talking about the type of food that's being sold in townships, Lokshin, right? And it's like people are buying food that is not real.
Yep.
People are consuming things that are not, and they're becoming sick. And it's hard to watch, because I for one, I gym, but I also feel like I've come to realize that they say health is for everybody, but health is expensive.
It's true.
Like, health is very, very, very expensive. The thing that you do from a financial perspective, is this like, is the demographic like middle class people? Is it rich people? Is it less? I don't want to say poor.
Yeah.
But like people below minimum wage? Is it for anybody?
It is for anybody. So what we've started doing is we have something called Build a Drip. and it's actually targeting students and people who basically are studying a lot. And we are basically the alternative to other things. You know, I don't want to mention brand names. I don't want to put anyone out of business. But Build Your Drip is basically putting together what you want. So whether it's biotin for hair, skin, and nails, or it's energy centered, whatever it is, then you build it from there. And it if you can buy a 6-pack of something, then you can afford the drip. Let's just say that.
Well said. If you can buy
if you can buy a 6-pack of something, you can afford the drip. And then there are obviously the crazier ones that, you know, those who want to do that can do that. And that is the aim, to target everyone, to provide for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a hard worker?
I don't know. People say that. Sometimes I feel like I'm not working hard enough.
Why?
Because
I'm just
my
all
newly
the stuff.
found love for money is one of them. So I think I work hard, but I need to learn how to work smart. You know, so give my energy to the absolute, like, this is idiot proof. I'm going to get money back from it, and that I'm learning. Now.
You ever lost money?
Absolutely.
What's the biggest amount you've ever lost?
Gigi Gang Show 2019. Yeah, we
lost.
What?
That was with like Nadia.
Yes.
And,
Yes, but putting together something like that at a stadium and stuff, you're expected to. And I mean, I think I speak for a lot of people who've worn the promoter hats. The first 2 or 3 shows, you're going to make a loss. It's inevitable. You know, so for me, I think that was the most. And I'm not going to tell you how much it was.
Come on, give me like a. Can I throw a number out there?
Yeah.
Then you say.
Yeah.
200 grand. What does that mean? Higher. 400 grand. Half a bar. No ways. Half a bar plus. How do you recover from that?
God. But I did it. The Gigi Gang Show was the first headline show by a female hip-hop artist in Africa. I did it.
Jeez.
And now I can help a young girl watching this one day wants to do her own hip-hop show because I know better, you know, and I know what to do. So sometimes you have to become the sacrificial lamb in anything you do, whether it's an opinion you're giving or whether it's a step you're taking, and you know that there's going to be a loss. I think you need to look at the overall gain and the overall win. And that was a win for women in hip-hop in Africa.
Yeah.
So that win cost me what it cost me.
Aren't you tired of being that though? A sacrificial lamb to an extent?
I think that's why I've decided to focus on things that are much more beneficial and idiot proof. Like, I'm not going into anything that is that I can fumble at this point. I'm not going, and I think a big thank you to my mentors who are absolutely great people. One of them is into renewable energy, the other one is into politics.
Whoa.
And yeah, huge like, she's an amazing businesswoman.
How important do you think it is to have one of those?
Very.
Nah?
Very.
How do you vet one? How do you vet to say, yo, okay, cool. I know there's different strokes for different folks,
Yeah.
but it's like there's a lot of people that need guidance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists I know when we have our show and be like, oh, I just saw you with, how do I get to Gigi? So I want to ask, one, how do you vet to say this person should be my mentor? And then two,
how do you find them?
how do you find them?
Yeah.
Last question. In this department, would you ever mentor
Be a
people?
mentor.
Yeah.
So the first one in
How do you find? Yeah, how do you vet one?
So if you're looking for something, you go to where it is. So start going to expos
Okay.
around that. So if you're somebody who's into tech, then you should be going to tech expos. If you're somebody who's into cinematography, then you're also getting into those spaces. And it doesn't matter how, like, there are no levels to that. There's always somebody you're going to meet. I always say there's always somebody that you're going to meet in a space that's better than you at something.
Thanks.
So that's the first thing. What was the second one?
So the first one was,
How do you vet?
Yeah, where do you find them?
Yeah, where do you find them? So probably in those spaces.
Places now, okay.
Yeah, and would I ever be a mentor? Yes, but not now. I want somebody to look at me and be like, I want to be just like you. And it's clear cut. And I think I'm still in a space where I'm trying to find myself still.
Really?
Yeah, like
What?
find myself as a business
How,
person. As a business
dog?
person.
Okay.
I'm not where I want to be. So I think I need to give that some time. Maybe in the next 10 years. I think I'll be a good mentor then.
How does Gigi's life look in the next 10? If you say, okay, cool, this is what are you driving? Where are you staying?
Yeah.
I know you're not in South Africa anymore. I know that for
Funny,
Where-
Slim. Funny. Gigi's gonna have a baby. Gigi's gonna have a hubby that you guys will never meet.
Yeah.
You will never see.
Why are you very...
And also
I almost went.
you will never I saw that. You will never meet, you will never see.
Yeah.
And I look at somebody like a Mrs. Mops from Mommy Club.
Yeah.
And just like her poise and like how she's
Yeah.
put together. And I think, that's where I want to get to. Like once I
Okay.
decide to put my bikinis back on and all my clothes, and I would want that, and I would want to have businesses running so I don't have to rely on my partner for that kind of thing. Yeah, I think for me it's definitely going to like quieten down. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna
That's
slowly
like
disappear.
that's like in the next. Is that like Gigi's next 10 years?
That's
Gigi's
the
next
10
5 years.
That's when I get there. Like if I get there next year, like
As
you guys
soon
are
as
not
you
gonna
get there,
see
you're
me.
there.
The minute I keep quiet, you must know, this girl, she's making the money she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you keep seeing me, I'm not there yet. But if you see me going quiet, then you know she's sitting pretty.
She's making the money.
No, definitely, that's the game.
Where do you want to stay?
Not, I don't want to say. I'm proudly South African. But I mean, I wouldn't. Do you know what's crazy? I wouldn't mind mean, Cape Town is something everyone's talking about now. But I wouldn't mind like staying in like PE or something
You in BE
by the beach.
for real? BE is quiet, bro.
Yes, by the beach. I don't want to hear you people. Guys, Joburg is tiring, guys. Don't
how-
get tired of Joburg. Like,
I
yo.
get you. I get
Yeah.
you. How important it is? How important do you think it is? Rather, let me ask, to have a life outside of music and business. The reason why I'm asking is because. Wait, when's your birthday?
7th of July.
What are you?
Cancer.
Yo, you give Gemini vibes, bro.
Me?
Like, yeah. You give
Never.
not the dark side of
My
Gemini.
brother's a Gemini, never. And I only
But
know the dark side because of him.
Come on.
He's crazy.
You have so many characters. Yeah, you have so many characters.
Seriously?
Yeah, you have so many characters. Like the Gigi, I can call you on the weekend and you're like, yo, I'm studying and I'm doing, and then I can bump into you on the weekend at the strip club, and it's like, and then there's the Gigi who is the artist, right? And then there's the Gigi who's the business. Then there's the Gigi who's the academic. Then there's the Gigi who's there's so many versions of you. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. I'm just asking how important it is do you have like I know you have a team, right? And is your team your business team, or is your team I don't want to talk about this deal. I want to talk about that episode of Bridgerton or whatever the case may be. Do you have those people around you?
Absolutely. The only problem is with me, what starts as a day-to-day thing, I always try to figure out how I can make money out of it. So that's the problem with me. That's the problem with me. I will literally be like, everything needs to translate to money in one way or another. Like, and it's a random thought, or it could even be an act of kindness. But then it just becomes like, I don't know. That's just how I am.
Okay.
And it's so crazy that
Do you
you're
know how
saying
to switch it off?
No.
Okay. So you're saying it was so crazy that I was
You're
saying?
right. I don't know how to switch it off. And I'm an explorer. That is my character. So I think that's why I like this. I'm an explorer.
Okay.
I literally look for new things to do. Which is not always a good thing. And the things I like doing, like the strip club, I will keep.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. But maybe Lozi. I get you, like the multiple personality thing. Like then you're just like, do I have multiple personalities?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's in business only.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a time where I know we met at the strip club, and there was a time we had a conversation about what you do to help these women. I don't know if you're comfortable about talking about it, but is that as in
No,
let's go? Or
like-
is it as in boy?
You mean the part where I take some of them under my wing
Yes.
to try and get them out of the strip
Yeah.
club.
What exactly
Yeah.
do you do?
So I identify somebody who really wants to do that. You sometimes find that the person wants to be a professional dancer.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a few of the girls who want to be rappers.
Yeah.
Some want to be business people and they're just not given the opportunity to do that. So I get to really understand the stories, and when I connect with them, I invite them into different spaces
Yeah.
to try and also assist them to kind of figure out, what they want. And then I come in as scaffolding, so
Yeah.
if you need startup money because you want to start a boutique, then we figure out how we can do that.
You
Then start the
actually do
boutique.
that.
I love to do that. I love to do that. I love to do that.
Why?
Because I've known people personally who went into the industry not because they wanted to, but because they had to. One of them is now a very affluent accountant. And
No way,
That is
bro.
not because of me. That is
Okay.
her story. It had nothing to do with me. She's much older than me. But just having conversations with her around like how difficult it was to go and work in the space and wanting a way out, and seeing that she's now a mother, beautiful daughter, amazing husband, affluent accountant. She's not even in this country, and she was once a girl at that strip club.
What?
And she's not even in this country now. So her life, like, that's God, that's spirit. And sometimes that's where your
Yeah.
purpose is. Like, strip clubs are the most neglected spaces because when people go there, it's like one mindset. But I go there to network and to learn about people. I go there for the economics of it, for the community that it's in. I mean,
Yeah.
I've identified situations where some of these girls are being abused at home and they need a way out, So
Don't you feel that's like dangerous? Like, don't you think that's dangerous? That's a dangerous place to play. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I get you curious.
Yeah.
And but that's like
which one? Which part?
The
The club.
yeah, and
The strip.
getting because those people belong to people to an extent.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
But I think we're in a well, the places I go, it's a bit of a healthier economy where I know the owners and I know
Okay.
the managers and you know,
Okay.
and it's not I don't just go there with the purpose of getting the girls out. You know what I'm saying? But
you. Come with
like
me.
guys, I'm your Moses. No, none of that. But if I connect with someone and you figure out that because they're girls who love to do that, like they love their jobs.
Yeah.
There. But then they're girls who are doing it because they, so if I could uplift them, then I'm going to go that route.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know when it stops? All these like I mean I
don't go to the strip that.
like I'm just not
I don't go to the strip like every
not,
day. Like
not like
who am
not
I
like
saving
the
today?
no, okay, let me ask it in a broader way.
Yeah.
You have this and I admire it before I even go into it. You have this urge
To help.
to always want to help people, bruh.
Yeah,
like
it burns me.
always.
'Cause you know me
always.
personally, and then it
Yeah,
burns
like
me.
you have an urge where you constantly want to help people, and it's like
Depletion.
it's. I'm trying to figure out where does it come from? Like why do you want to help all these people? Why? I'm not saying it's a wrong thing. I just want to understand why do you want to do it?
Can I be honest enough to say I don't know?
You don't.
I don't know.
Have you thought about it? Have you like thought to say, okay, cool, like maybe I help people because of boom, 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 boom.
Purpose. Kuli helped me. Kuli Chana helped me in my career. The Branson Scholarship Program I went on in the UK, Richard Branson helped me.
Yeah. Richard
I've
Branson.
been helped, yes.
He actually.
Yes. He paid for our fees at Stowe School in Buckingham. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've received a lot of help along the way from people who were never family. So I think that's where it comes from, just knowing how the cycle of life works.
Yeah.
And that like it's literally each one teach one. The problem is you never know if the person you're helping might just screw you over.
Yeah.
Which is something that I have found where I've
Oh, for
tried to
real?
empower yeah, I've tried to empower and uplift, but I think at the end of the day, it's more like, even if that's the case, why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you want people to see that you're doing it, or you're doing it from a good place? And I don't think I want to change the person I am because I've been burnt before, because there are people that I've assisted and things have turned out really well for them.
And I think that's when the other person wins, right? When you change that. Okay.
Yeah, it makes me happy. I broke my nail. Makes me happy, yeah.
It's noble. I try and help people.
Do you get burnt?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. But there's I'm in it for the character development, right? I think I share a lot of traits that you have. I get bored easily. I do.
Yeah.
I get bored easily.
You rap.
I rap. I think I'm in a.
You're an entrepreneur.
I know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know my purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can I ask, how do you balance it? How do you find a balance?
I've only recently started to find a balance, and I had to get
How?
burnt really bad.
What happened?
I can't say that.
Come on, you can. It's just me and you in the room.
Betrayal.
Sia, turn off the cameras. Sia, turn off the cameras. We're done. Now it's just me and you.
It was big betrayal.
Okay.
Big betrayal. Big betrayal. So I can never.
What did you learn out of it? I
learned to help without expecting that somebody would treat me the same way. I learned to be very careful of imposter syndrome, because it's a real thing, where you're helping somebody and they say, I want to be just like you. Or they don't even say it, but then they end up being like you. They're trying to wanting your life. So I think for me, the biggest thing is just not attracting those kinds of people who want things that are completely different, because they're different. You're male, I'm female.
Yeah.
There are a lot of dynamics to it, but you need to be very careful, and I guess that's where mentorship comes in.
Yeah.
Because how close do I bring you around my network of people, the people I work with, and then when things don't work out, then you're sending emails and making calls, or And I think the beautiful thing is that I've kept a lot of relationships, and people know, my diligence and my rapport, and that saved me a lot from a lot of situations where, a lot of burns.
For real.
Yeah, I know, a lot of burns. So I think
you're still out there helping people.
I'd prefer to help people I don't know now.
You prefer to help people you don't know, as opposed to people you know.
If I meet you, I'll prefer to do that than somebody who's super close, or somebody who knows where I live, or
Yeah.
I prefer to help, because there's just less attachments. Yeah, I'm really doing it because I want to, and when it's done, it's done. You go your way, I go mine. You don't have to come work for me just because I took you to school. Or, No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I enjoy helping, and then you see what you do after that. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Don't need to know your family or your grandma or your granddad. Let's just do what we need to do and carry on. It's better that way.
Okay. Let's get into the music.
Mm-hmm.
The record that you dropped. I listened to it again and again and again.
Yikes.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask, why did you choose that direction? You could have chosen a lot of different directions. Is there a particular, in fact, I'm not going to even give you options. I'm going to open the floor to it. Why did you choose to speak to people about things they don't want to speak about and hardly want to hear about, and you still, it's like on my mail, you know what I mean?
Opinionated. My mom always says if I lived in the apartheid era, I'd probably be dead. She's like, wait, you just can't, there's an inner political, controversial, just an innate, and I don't mind to stand alone when I say something. I don't need a squad, and it's so crazy because a lot of people resonated with the song, Please Fix, And
Yeah,
it was on purpose. It wasn't aggressive.
You spoke facts. You
Yeah,
spoke
and
facts
it wasn't
about people with
aggressive.
degrees having to pick locks. You know what I mean? That's like I was like, yo, like it's a harsh reality. Do you feel you are overlooked as an artist?
I feel like people will appreciate me when I'm dead.
And does that sting at all?
No, I think I'm developing my character for the afterlife already. I want to. I'm helping people. God was, Jesus was ridiculed all the time. Some of the biggest, game changers in society were ridiculed. That's just, it comes with it. It comes with the subscription.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact people will appreciate my music and go back to it more when I'm dead.
The album, how's it coming along?
It's coming along well. I'm really excited. I am dabbling into like hip hop and amapiano, and I'm just being the best version of myself as an artist. I don't want to be boxed in. I'm really enjoying, historically what's happening with amapiano.
Yeah.
And I want to be a writer on that.
Yeah.
So I've been a little understudy to Reason / Sizwe Alakine.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the studio sessions. I'm enjoying the vibe. I like how he's just so open-minded to, and I mean, he was critiqued a lot, right? And they just won Song of the Year with the Metros. So, I mean, was it worth it? Yeah.
Okay.
There was a price to pay, though.
How far along are you? Would you say you're 80% there, 90% there?
Done.
You're done?
Done, yeah. So the hip-hop album, I'm absolutely done. And then I'm now working with Sizwe and Buster 99.
Yeah.
There's an I4 tour. So I4 is the new age sister Bettina. I hope people are ready because it's yikes.
When does it start?
Cringe. It's cringe. 14th of June. You can actually pre-order already. Pre-save the song. And it's cringe. It's opinion. It's daredevilish. It's rebellious. Everything that I am. So.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How long are you going on tour for?
We've already started taking bookings. So if anyone wants to know, that's really, really cool. It's a nationwide tour.
Oh,
so starting in June, we'll see how far it stretches out, and it'll obviously depend on the bookings, But people we've had a lot of reach. June is practically done,
Do you I'm trying to figure out the best way to. Earlier on, we were speaking about you basically a decade, if not plus, in this thing, right? Where, in terms of your career, where do you feel like you're at right now?
I think I am transforming into what I was supposed to be all along. A mentor of mine who also used to manage me had always felt that the business and political, spaces where I should be in, but I should be able to empower musicians because I've been a musician. So that's why I can never wear one cap, because I feel like the purpose is bigger.
Yeah.
So this person has always seen me in business and politics, and currently I'm part of CIFSA, which is a subdivision for the Department of Sports and Arts and Culture.
Okay.
And we create
you have the money.
We have let's just say we create opportunities for young creatives in the Joburg region. And I'm really, really excited about that.
Okay.
And I guess my political career is I don't know if it's political or my state career. I don't know.
Where do you see it going?
I would really like to be behind the scenes to help artists make more money.
Okay.
See? So all those statements
you're not
are
tied
deliberate.
You're not tied to a political party?
I'm tied to what gives the kids more. Practically so.
Okay.
I'm tied to what has been tried and tested, and I'm attracted to change that actually happens. So it's just.
You think that's possible?
In South Africa, absolutely. Absolutely.
For real?
Yeah, and I think
knowing what you know, seeing what you've seen.
I think anything is possible in South Africa, but I do think the one thing that we've lacked and we've let happen is we've let the youth take a back seat.
Yeah.
And we've made the youth take a back seat. All the greatest things in life have happened in society because the youth was robust, and we really need to get youth in leadership positions. We need to get young people speaking about our issues, you know, and we need representatives for that. So I do believe that change happens, but it's going to happen through the youth, and I think we need to be more aggressive about it. And whoever can offer us that is probably who you should be voting for.
But don't you think don't you think South Africans are numb at this point? Like,
That's the
feel like
problem. We've
we're
given
numb?
up. We need to start to poke at the bear. Poke at the fact that there are musicians who genuinely are living for the gram and pretending to be cool when they don't even have money to get to the next gig, you know? There are lots of things where people are still performing for exposure, you know? And I think it sparked a conversation. As much as a lot of people felt, oh, Gigi Lamayne, why would she say that? Why would KO say that?
Yeah.
It sparked a conversation
Yeah.
amongst young people. And that's what we need right now. We need young people to start having provocative conversations around things that need to be changed. So there is no time to be numb. If you're carrying a South African ID, you have to be part of the conversation. You have to be part of the change. You have to be unapologetic about it as well, you know.
Pick a side.
Pick a stance.
Okay, not pick a side. Pick a stance.
Pick a stance, and that's probably where you should be, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know. How deep are we in, Sia? Damn. Jeez. Okay, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want us to do this again.
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely want us to do this again.
Do this again. Yeah. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. Would you? Okay. I'll ask you this in 5 years.
Come on.
Would you vote for me to be president? But let's wait for 5 years. I still need to clean up. I need to wear more clothes. I need to
Come on.
I need to.
Look,
Kim Kardashian goes to parliament. Love it.
I would vote for you. I'll vote for the Gigi off camera, not the Gigi on camera.
Wow.
Yeah. The Gigi off camera. I think you show so much but so little of yourself. Yeah, I think you show so much
People
but so
don't even
little
know
of
how much
yourself.
I like laughing. And
You know what I mean?
joking
And it's like
yeah.
I don't even want to go into the spiritual side of things yet. You know what I mean? I don't even want to go into that. But I feel like you have, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain people that, God, whatever you want to call him, visit frequently and say, yo, just keep the light bulb on. You know what I mean? And I think that you're one of those people, right? And I think there's a lot of people that draw inspiration from you. Even
though they pretend like they hate me on there. It's crazy, right?
There's a lot of people that draw inspiration.
Do you think I'm controversial?
I think you have Gigi. You can be controversial, right?
Okay.
But as you poke the bear, right? And in the past, people who poked the bear, they considered smart when they fully clothed. They considered smart when they
I'm a
say
bit of a
very
wild
little.
card.
So you poke the bear loud, right? And then that comes across like you are looking for attention, whereas you're looking for the truth, right? And I think you can easily be misrepresented, right? I think it's super vital that the people that you keep around you are real people, right? I think that you're trying to be and do things that haven't been done before, so there's no reference for you. You understand? So, and people keep trying to reference you. I think people spend time and time again trying to reference you to say, oh, but she's wearing this wig now, so she's trying to be like, oh, she's trying to do my piano, so she's trying to be like, oh, she's trying to rap like this now, so she's trying to, oh, so people are always trying to, and they're not allowing you to be you. Do you know what I mean? And that is a fucking difficult fight. Like that is a truly difficult fight. But that's why I'm saying I really hope you have peaceful people around you.
No, I do. Yeah, no.
I hope you have people that are that can help you get out of, because you work, bro. Like you really, like, I know I asked these questions from an interview perspective, but
Yeah.
I've watched you work, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, when the hell do you rest? Do you know what I mean? And I asked that from a selfish perspective, because it's like, if you're not resting, when the fuck am I gonna rest? You know, because I'm looking up to you to say, okay, like, yo, this is, okay, you're just doing this. You started a business. I started a business like 6 months after you, 3 months after you. Because I was like, yo, like, I look at it and I'm like, okay, cool. You do voiceovers. I'm like, yo, man, I want to know how to do voiceovers. Who do I go to? How do I speak? I think I even came to you about it. You know what I mean? So you really put in the work, bro. And it's I can only imagine like how heavy your shoulders are. You know what I mean? I can only imagine. And everything that you're doing, it's all in trying to help people. That's the crazy part. You know what I mean? It's like, what country do you live in? You know, because like here, everybody's trying to do things to help themselves, right? Not even the country, the world. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. How do you help yourself? You know?
Yeah.
And there's a conversation I was even having with Sia a week ago, and he had gone to a matric ball where all he was seeing was Bentleys and Aston Martins and McLarens.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And there's something he had said to me about someone who was speaking to him, who's a very influential person, a person with a lot of money. And it was like, yo, people like you don't become billionaires, bro. You know? And it was like, that's like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what does it take to be a billionaire? And he was speaking purely of character. And the character stuff that he was talking about is stuff that I see in myself, stuff that I see in you, right? Where it's like an urge to want to do it the right way, right? And help people. And it's like, how do you, when you hear that, to say, okay, cool, on one stance you want money, right? You love money, and you all do. And then another stance you hear like, you can't really, like, you got to be able to bury bodies. Not saying in the literal sense, right? But you got to be able to hurt people. You know what I mean? And I don't see you being that person, unless there's something you want to share.
You.
Turn off the camera. But on a real level, you know what I mean? So
get
I you have to work 3 times as hard, and probably 7 times as hard if you're a woman, or whatever the case may be, right? I just hope you have people around you that understand that and are patient enough to be able to help you through that. You know what I mean? You are breathing life into people. I just hope you have someone breathing life into you. Genuinely.
Thank you.
This was dope.
Thank you. This was dope.
This was
Who was the
POV.
guest today?
It was a very interesting episode.
Absolutely.
Everybody, that was the episode of POV. I hope I asked the questions and got the answers that you guys wanted. This is definitely not the last time. It's the first time, but definitely not the last time. Gigi, thank you for being honest. Thank you for being pure. And thank you for believing in me.
Aw,
I love you, bro.
I love you too, bro.
And we out.
Pentagon with a good trip, mind too tight, go fuck some top, look grew up rich, I grew up poor, had to hustle, be mature, that's my point of view. That's my point of view.